All right, guys, check it out. It's basically a line promo video, but it's called Nick Learning About the Line video because this is something super new. I'm quite literally pulling the 20-pound braid off of my Sticks number 2. Perfectly good braid. I should probably put it on another spool and give it to somebody else that needs it. The reason why is, if you guys don't know, I signed on with Berkley Fishing Line, Trilene, Spider Wire, Berkley Forward, all that good stuff, okay? In the middle of winter. I'll be perfectly honest. I didn't know anything about the lines. They sent me the samples. I tried the stuff. I started learning about it. I liked it, so I signed on. So they're my primary fishing line sponsor. There you go. So yes, is Nick sponsored by it? Is he talking about it? Yes. But listen. You got to understand something here. This is fascinating. So I seen the Berkley Forward well before I ever started to work with these guys on a shelf at ICAST. I assumed it was for forward-facing sonar. Works great for that, but it's much more than that. So when I originally got my samples, I said, okay, it's a thinner diameter. It's supposed to cast smoother and farther. I was going with that. I took one of my identical Sticks number 1 setups with my normal braid, and I rigged another one with forward. Very first time using it. I put an exact 6-pound fluorocarbon leader. I'll throw it in my Instagram story so you guys can actually watch the video. Exact same leader, exact same trick worm, exact same hook. I was casting about 10 to 12 feet farther on a weightless worm. I know that doesn't sound like much, but on a weightless worm, that's a lot. What I didn't realize is the different attributes to this line. One thing I noticed right away is the forward seems stiffer. And I'm like, I'm not sure if I like that. But after a few trips, it broke in and got a little limper and a little limper. And I'm going to tell you something which kind of blew my mind. So I was only doing the sight fishing, going around. I was frogging, punching, doing all that fun stuff. But I was sight fishing roaming fish in the pre-spawn, okay? And I was casting way out to them. And I loved the forward for being able to bomb it out to them because I knew I had that extra range. What I didn't realize is I wasn't getting tip wraps and I wasn't getting wind knots until about a month later. I go up to, was it Maloney's? I think it was Pedro. I was at Pedro and I was throwing a shaky head, okay, on my Berkley forward line because that's what I had rigged on. And I had broke off, but I had another shaky head set up in my rod locker with the braid I've been using for years. I threw my shaky head out there. I missed a hook set and I tip wrapped immediately. And something clicked in my head. I said, dude, I never got a tip wrap with the forward. What the heck is that? Okay. And I'm like, you know what? Come to think about it, I didn't even have a single wind knot from December to, I think that was early May. Okay. And I fish a lot of spinning rods in the winter. And I'm like, why didn't I have any wind knots? Well, long story short, it's the end of July now. I've had 2 wind knots with the forward that I pulled out with ease, and I'm going to explain why. This is made out of the same material that braid is, but it's not braided, like braided hair, like a braid in the back of the hair. Traditional braid is braided. It also can be very limp. So if you cut off a piece like this and you hold the end, you'll see it fold over. This is the same material, but it's thermally fused. It's not braided. It's like all welded together, which gives you a thinner diameter for the same strength, which allows your line to sink through the water column faster and cast farther because there's no texture going through your guides. Very, very cool. And that's all I really seen it for in the beginning. But I realized I cut a short piece of this. I cut a short piece of the regular braid, and this was a lot stiffer. That slight bit of stiffness is preventing that wind knot if you miss a hook set, and it's preventing wind knots during the cast. And I'm just like, okay, this is crazy. I didn't realize. Now every one of my braid setups, I'm literally taking off the old braid, and this is for spinning rods. I don't think they make anything for bait casters like this because the attributes of the line start getting a little bit weird once you go up towards the bait casting zone, but maybe Chris will design something for that too. Little tip for you there, Chris. Come on, man. But anyhow, guys, the forward has been bonkers. I have got 2 wind knots since December, both pulled out with ease because it's not braided. There's no texture. It just slipped right out. I've got no tip wraps, none. Missing a hook set, tip wrap in the wind. If you guys fish spinning rods a lot, you know what I'm talking about. That happens. I'm casting consistently farther. And one little thing you've probably heard me talk about over the years. So this is the number 2. Okay, I throw a lot of 8 and 10 pound leaders, sometimes a 12 with a shaky head if there's snags. But I typically would run 20-pound braid to match that diameter of my leader line. And the reason why I was throwing 20-pound braid, it was a little bit more manageable. But the thinner diameter braid you go, you cast farther. But traditional braid, you get more wind knots and more tip rod, more tip wrap with the lighter line you go with braid. That does not apply to the forward line, which is freaking crazy. So now, instead of using 20-pound for my number 2 setup, that's a fast action, okay? Fast action, a little bit more backbone, good for like weightless Texas rig worm, shaky head, something where you got to penetrate that hook where you need a little bit of power. I'm using the 14, and then on my number 1, where I'm using like 6-pound leader for like Ned rigs and drop shot and stuff like that, I'm going with 10. And right here, the 14-pound is 6-pound diameter line. So you can see it's already a lot thinner diameter because it's fused and not braided, creating bulk, not resistance through your guides. So not only are you actually casting farther, you're not getting those wind knots, you're not getting tip wrap, you're getting to the bottom faster, and you can use thinner diameter braid without all the hiccups that we had in the road traditionally. So this is perfect for spinning reels. This is super application purpose. Like, I cannot imagine having to go back at this point. It's like getting the TV controller versus getting up and pressing the buttons, guys. Yes, I do work for them. Is this a commercial? Take it how you will. It's not. I'm telling you right now, even if these guys fired tomorrow, and maybe they will. I don't know. I don't know how corporate thinks. They let me go tomorrow. I'm still going to use this stuff. I'm still going to buy it. There's a lot of products like that I've worked for over the years, and companies went out of business, and I have my personal stockpile. This is something I will always be using. This is a brand new category. We have braided lines. Now we got fused lines, fluorocarbons, copolymers, monos. This probably should have been called fuse line, but I get it. Nobody would have known what the heck was even happening. So putting forward on there, all right, Chris, all right, I get it. Okay. Whatever. Check it out, guys.